we are just getting Alphabet earnings right now, and it looks like another strong quarter here. We have Q3 revenue coming in above estimates, $102.35 billion. The estimate was just shy of $100 billion. CapEx spend also continues to ramp up, nearly $24 billion. The estimate was just over $22 billion. Operating income did miss expectations. YouTube ad revenue coming in slightly better than expected, and overall Google ad revenue also coming in significantly better than expected, $74.18 billion versus the expected $72.46 billion. Now on an EPS earnings basis, beating expectations there, $2.87. The expectation was for $2.26. Now, if that was the case, it would have been the slowest profit growth in over 2 years for Alphabet, partly reflecting that EU antitrust fine. But when it comes to this company, you are just seeing time and time again them outperform when you look at earnings. You're seeing that reaction in shares up about 4% in after hours trading. And it's an interesting company when we talk about AI. It's both a tailwind and it's also a threat here because Google's search business with OpenAI, that just emphasizes some of those competitive pressures. But at the same time, we do see that its Gemini AI models, Google Cloud's AI infrastructure deals with Meta, Anthropic, and even OpenAI have boosted optimism across the board. And when you look at the street targets, a lot of analysts out there are super bullish on this name, having price targets up as much as $300 a share. And we're inching closer to that number now, Josh, nearing 280 or 290 bucks a share as, we continue to see the stock climb in after hours.
Yeah, what's impressive is this stock had rallied into this print. I mean, this was already up about 40% this year heading into the report. You're tacking on almost 6% in the after hours. Yes, it's about advertising and services. It what drives the top line, but a lot of focus, as you rightfully pointed out, Ali, on that cloud business, and that did look like a beat. The revenue 15.16, the street was at 14.75. We have seen a number of AI deals involving Google Cloud, so in some sense you had a clue this was coming. Also, like its big cloud rivals, of course, Google is investing a lot in AI data centers. So I was looking at that CapEx number. It looks like they're seeing full year 91 to 93 billion. They had seen about 85 billion.
Yeah, that's a significant rise there. And I mentioned the competitive pressures with search. Search continuing to be resilient here. A beat, 56.57 billion. The estimate was for just under 55 billion. So search doing well, cloud doing well, increasing that CapEx spend, beat on both the top and bottom lines. Shares are up 6%.
I want your take on Alphabet as well. Now that's a different story. Alphabet, well in the green here. We are up 6% in the after hours. Impressive, Aaron, because this stock had already soared. It was up about 40% year to date heading into this print. Now you're tacking on another 6%. Give me your thoughts on this report.
Yeah, so it's really a combination of good advertising growth, as well as good growth for their cloud business. So I think Google for a while was perceived as a cloud loser or AI loser, and now they're being seen as a kind of a clear AI winner, both on their advertising business as well as for GCP. And I think GCP has been doing a nice job. Looks like they grew kind of mid 30% range for GCP, another very strong quarter there. And so that's starting to get a pretty healthy multiple as well. We think you can give Google Cloud Platform kind of high single-digit revenue multiple on the business. And we were at a $310 price target for Google, but continuing to see good ad growth. We're not too worried about competition on the ad side at this point, continue to monitor that. But a combination of good ad growth plus good GCP growth, investors are willing to pay a higher multiple for Google today versus a few months ago. Plus the regulatory side looks to be off the table for the most part.
A big question around search, Aaron, right? Looking ahead, how much of a risk does OpenAI pose long-term, in your opinion, to that core search business?
Yeah, it is a risk. I mean, clearly close to 1 billion people are using kind of OpenAI or ChatGPT on a monthly basis. It's for a lot of younger users, they're using it pretty frequently. At the same time, Google has said over the last couple of quarters, users continue to use Google AI or Google and AI overviews, a driver of increased search activity as well. So at this point, we think ChatGPT has been more used for informational search versus commercial searches. If you think about commercial searches, whether it's e-commerce, travel searches, we think those are still largely being done at Google. I got to imagine ChatGPT, Perplexity, others have ambitions to get more aggressive on that side longer term. So something definitely to watch for. But at this point, we don't think Google's been losing share, or at least continue to grow search at a pretty healthy rate.
And I know you're a bull on the name, so even though it's enjoyed this strong run, Aaron, you must believe valuation is still attractive on this one?
Yeah, no, so we had a 310 price target coming into it. It was trading around a mid-20s GAAP earnings multiple. Still think they can grow GAAP earnings kind of at a mid-teens growth rate, so kind of a 1.5 or so peg, which we think is pretty reasonable given their top line and bottom line growth here. And so, yeah, we think as you go out to 2027, a pretty reasonable multiple there as well.
Last question, Aaron. So you got Meta. You got Google. What is your hot take broadly on the digital ad market? How healthy, how strong does it look, and do you expect it to look? And are there read-throughs here, Aaron, to what we could hear from Amazon and its ad business?
Yeah, no, I think for the large platforms, Google, Meta, we think Amazon as a large platform will continue to see pretty good momentum. We've seen some of the smaller players on the advertising side not do as well, as they may be losing share. We do expect Reddit to have strong results tomorrow as well, and also Amazon on the advertising side. So do expect a good quarter for the larger platforms and advertising continuing to gain market share.
Aaron, always great to see and to have you on the show. Thank you.